We're live on the outskirts of the capital, Budapest, at a track that's extremely popular with both the fans and our drivers. I'm talking, of course, about the Hungaroring, and we're about to begin the Hungarian Grand Prix. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour.
Good evening, race fans. How the bloody hell are you? It's been a bit of time smoking Pirellis, but yeah, baby, we're back to round 7 at the Hungaroring, and this is Smoking Pirellis Tuesday night racing action. As you can see, it is the Hungaroring because it says there, right there in Hungary, and actually the artwork matches this time. Not like when I turned up to a race in Australia with Austria plastered all over everything. I actually turned up with the right graphic. How'd you like them apples? So yeah, it's been a while. I haven't had time to update the tables. Shall we go through the tables quickly and see what's occurring in the world of Smoking Pirellis Tuesday and see how we're doing in terms of the championship? We're going to deal with it, and then we'll go through some of the new faces we haven't seen that I can newly freshly abused. And it's good to see him. He's back up at the top of the pile. Rapid F1 leads the way in the Alfa Romeo, but it's not all at plain sailing. Skills Dan is just behind him. Chuck Brothers in third in the Red Bull. Black Box just behind him with 166 points. That's Red Bull's very, very strong, with Sean rounding out that top 4 on 154 points. I have been reliably informed that we've lost one of the two Chuck Brothers, but there is one still here. Don't know what happened. Don't really give a fuck, to be honest. No, I'm joking. I don't know what happened. But we have got just one of the two Chucks remaining. Constructors Championship. I can't show what that looks like either because I didn't upload it. But it is being led by the Alpine drivers. 457 points for them. Alfa Romeo in second with 384, Ferrari with 350, joint third with Red Bull, also on 350 of your finest Constructors Championship points. Mercedes, yeah, less than about. You better cough when you read out that score. Only 143 points. To say they're dog shit is an understatement. Hopefully they can improve though. They can still catch Williams, which is always something. There's always that. But, as you know, we're at the Hungaroring. It is what it is. Short qualifying, which is 18 minutes of it, followed by 35 of your finest racing laps. And it's very fast. It's very frenetic. 120 mile an hour average speed around here. It's going to be quick. And there's going to be one or two damaged cars, I reckon. But Skills Dan, Death Peacock. In the AlphaTauri Black Box is here. Red Bull wasted for Williams, explicit Simo for Aston Martin. It's the clock's ticking down. We'll be in the room before you know it. It's your boy Alfie in the Aston Martin. He's new. I'm not going to call him that. I'm going to call him Alfie because the rest of it is stupid. I'm only joking. I'm sure you're not stupid, but there we go. Rapid F1, of course. Hungary is here for the Hungaroring. If he doesn't win it, then I don't know who will. He's literally named after the racetrack. You can't. You have to do it. You have to win. The same way a Rapid F1 has to be quick at F1. Hungary has to win at the Hungaroring because his name is in it. Curly is here. Rob Den, Assassin, Cameron Poulter, Chuck, of course, one half of the famous Chuck Brothers. Dusty Fake, Lee Craig, Vroom, Zach Johnson, Shan, Pina. Assassin's left the session, Laters, and Panda, of course, at the bottom of the list, but last but not least, of course, as we head right into qualification. Look at that, got the right graphics and everything. Do we have some race sounds? That'd be useful, wouldn't it? I think we do. I can't hear them though. No one's actually got on track yet. They don't really make a blind bit of difference. We'll get them soon. New F1 game out soon, lads. who's going to buy it and who's not. We'll soon find out anyway. Right, so who's going to give us our first hot lap? Can I even remember these bloody controls? I bet I can't. I do need a map. I don't want that one. I want that one. Then, I don't care if you can't see what's going on, but I need to know. It's incredibly important to my well-being. Other than that. Right, so first out is... Explicit Simo's out there. I've got no sound. I have. It's very quiet though. No, why it's quiet? Because I turned it down in my ear. That makes much more sense. Right, so Explicit Simo on an outlap, Wasted on an outlap, as is Black Box and Skills Dan. We'll go on board with Skills Dan, why not? He's in the Alpine. But we'll have a full run through of everybody as they get out there. So, yeah baby, Rose, you are right. He is indeed back. Loving it, man, loving it. Where the hell are you? Why are you not racing? Get in your car and come and race immediately. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. Ow, shit. I've actually got a really bad cramp. It keeps coming up in my leg. Because from working too hard. No, it doesn't. It comes from sitting on my fat lazy arse broadcasting mostly. Okay, so Lee Craig Shan, Wasted, All Out, Skills Dan, Hungary, who's going to put in the fastest lap because he's literally named after the racetrack, and if he doesn't, he has to change his name to Slow as Fuck. Or something similar. Cameron Poulter, Robden, and Black Box, all out on track. But we said we'd go on board with Skills Dan, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And here we go. Let's get rid of all this palaver. I just want to leave the track back up. So here we go. Round this final sweeping right-hander, staying on that power. 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, heading down towards turn 1. Nice long run. That's DRS zone number 1 on this racetrack. Into the braking zone you go. 100-metre board. I know that, Rose. I know that. I've been away for a few weeks. I haven't like disappeared off the face of the planet. It'd be nice if you came in on Tuesdays as well, just because you're quick and it would be fun. Yes, around the left hand here. Then you're heading up the hill, and you can see at the top of the hill. And obviously we've missed the second DRS zone because I was talking to Rose. He's purple thus far, like my knob when you squeeze it too hard. Round the sweeping right-hander he goes, and then into this little kind of kinky S thing. It looks very much like actually the chicane at Watkins Glen, except it's not named corner 10A and 10B, which is a stupid thing that they do with American racetracks. Heading down again, sweep to the left-hand side, round to the right, just a little drop down in gear, but keep that momentum. Head down into sector 3. Big right-hander here, you get it in 3rd gear. Before you're back on the power again under your DHL sign, you drop down again into 2nd this time to get that rotation on that left-hander before you start to power through and head to cross the line and put in a hot lap. And that hot lap represents your fastest time. But it's not the fastest time of the race, because that goes to the man named after the racetrack, Hungary. Get in there. That's a 1:16.510. He's joined on the front row by Explicit Simo, Cameron Poulton, Skills Dan on row 2, Lee Craig and Black Box on row 3, and Wasted hasn't wasted an opportunity to put down a time. Boom, boom. I'm here all week. There he is with a 1:17.686. So, his brother doesn't get it, but I'll tell you what we got a bit of here. Are we ready? What happens when one of these boys are driving? We get... Never gets old, even though it's been a while. Never gets old. He's out on track at the moment. There we go. We'll see what times he puts in. He's usually pretty quick there or thereabouts. And this Red Bull's certainly performing well this season thus far. Oh, and that's the wrong direction. And
you can't park that there, mate.
Oh yeah, he's back, baby. He's back with all the same old cheesy moves, and very nearly loses it again on the way in to the pits. A Death Peacock, the four-piece thrash metal band from Devon, of course, currently residing in the final spot thus far, 10th. It's the final spot, of course, because nobody else is on has set a time yet beyond that. So, how's it look? Top 10 thus far, as we are into minute 12 of qualifying. Or well, actually, we're not into minute 12. We've got 12 minutes left. That's how you count usually. So Hungary still on pole with a 1:16.510. He's joined on that front wheel still by Explicit Simo. Rapid F1. He's in the Alfa Romeo, and there he is with a 1:16.5. He's got Shan just behind him, also with a 1:16.5. Yeah, I'm back, baby. Yes, I'm back. How you doing that? Cameron Bolter and Pina, short for Pinas. On row 3, Skills Dan and Lee Craig on row 4, Zach Johnson and Black Box round out the top 10. They're on row 5. Wasted and Death Peacock down to 11th and 12th. And Rob Den in 13th. Still waiting for a lap from Chuck Curly Panda. It's your boy Alfie. What's it all about, Alfie? You know that's coming next week, man. Oh yes. Assassin, Vroom and Dusty Fakes. So, anyone want to know what I've been doing all this time while I've been away? Not a lot, really. I've been working a lot. I've had some crazy amount of work. I mean, Mrs. broke her arm, so I had to play parent for a bit. Yeah, it's just been a whole heap of shit going on during the week. It's just made broadcasting difficult. Probably because I've been sucking on some fat ones. I don't know. I have no idea now. I can't possibly answer that question. Breathing in brick dust. It's nothing really that exciting. I did do a 24-hour broadcast last weekend, so that might have something to do with it. Look, don't get me wrong. I didn't talk for 24 hours. That would be insane. It was 24 hours at Le Mans, essentially, raising money for Young Lives versus Cancer, and the boys. To be fair, all I basically did is I pressed play on the broadcast, and then I talked for 4 hours, and I fucked off to sleep for 6 hours, and just popped in and out. But they raised a phenomenal amount of money. I think the last time I looked it was like 900 quid, something ridiculous like that. Insane amount of money for Young Lives versus Cancer, and some of those boys did 16, 17 hours of driving over that 24-hour period, and it was phenomenal. But no, good laugh. I had a really good laugh that weekend. But all in all, that weekend, I think I broadcast uninterrupted bar half an hour from 8 p.m. on the Friday evening until 4 p.m. on the 4 a.m. on the Sunday morning. Because it was World Championship week as well for GTFusion, GT Champions and all that kind of thing. It was insanity. To say that I was very tired put this way, the bank holiday saved my life. Yeah, I'm really excited about Monaco on Thursday. I'm so excited that I've seriously contemplated how quickly I could jump off Beachy Head. Yeah, Monaco excites me so much that it's actually got inside, and I've basically given myself my own sex change operation. That's how excited I am about Monaco. Now, look, it's difficult not to get excited about Monaco, because the great thing about Monaco is that while it might not be a lot of racing, there is a lot of crashes, and crashes are great for broadcast because you get to see bits of carbon fibre all over the place. And I saw, I got my Asian mate who I asked him what the car was made out of the other day, and he said,
alright, carbon fibre, okay, carbon fibre, carbon fibre, carbon fibre, carbon fibre, carbon fibre, carbon fibre, carbon fibre.
yeah, so basically the cars are made of carbon fibre. God, I'm so childish, so childish. But yes, Monaco on Thursday will be seeing lots and lots and lots of carbon fibre all over the Principality. I'm going to use this moment, actually, while we wait for some other people to call it. Let's go and watch someone on track rather than someone not on track. Let's watch the new boy, Alfie. So, Monaco. My view is that it shouldn't be on the Grand Prix calendar. And I'll give you the 3 reasons why it has no business being on the Grand Prix calendar. Number 1, they don't pay any money to the FIA to have the race. Everyone else has to pay a varying sums of millions in order to be given the prestigious honour of being a Formula 1 track. Number two, it's not fit for purpose. It's been... Look, I understand the history and the pomp and the ceremony and all that bullshit, but it's a fucking boring race to watch. I mean, you ask anyone, right, that's an F1 fan, whether they prefer qualifying or race day, and they'll tell you they prefer qualifying. Or at least most will. Some love all that shit, and, you know, good on. And number three is, I don't fucking like it. No, number three is, I think, as a racetrack, it's too outdated. It doesn't suit modern cars that well. I think the sort of things you should be seeing at Monaco are motorbikes, GT cars, that kind of thing. I think just to kind of keep it almost exclusively for Formula 1 cars, it's purely just a way for rich people to show just how rich they are. And there are many other ways to do that, like buying Aston Martin and getting your son to drive one of the cars and adopting Fernando Alonso, for instance. That's a much better way of showing to the world that you're incredibly wealthy. There we go. Reasons why I hate Monaco from Urban Pirates Diaries. Right, we've got just 3 drivers that haven't put a lap in yet, although Alfie is currently on one hot lap, that is, not just on one. And we'll see what time he puts in as he just comes round into Sector 3 now. I'm acutely aware I've done more talking about anything other than Formula 1. Well, certainly this Formula 1. I was reminded yesterday by someone in the race team that I don't tell people enough to smash the like button. So do it immediately. Thank you very much. You haven't done it yet. Do it immediately. Oh, and on the last corner. The last corner, Alfie spins his car out, doesn't set a time, and it looks like he's given himself some damage at the rear. And I'll tell you what, if I had damage at the rear, it would be emotional damage. No, he's now going to have to go all the way around the racetrack, not set a decent time, and then have to repair it and then go all the way out again. So he's cut it fine to get a lap time down. I mean, he's got a 1:26.2, but that's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. So he'll come round and have another go. Assassin still needs to set a lap. Vroom is vrooming as we speak. No, he's going back to the pits. So clearly wasn't happy with that performance. But on pole, all change out in front. Hungary is no longer on pole, despite the fact he's literally named after the fucking racetrack. He is second currently to Rapid F1, the current championship leader, of course. Cameron Poulter on the second row with Explicit Civil. Lee Craig and Shan on row 3. Row 4 is Chuck and Pinar. Fakes and Zach Johnson are row 5. Skills down black box row 6. Robden Wasted row 7. Death Peacock and Panda on row what did I say, row 8. Row 9 is Curly and Alfie, who basically Alfie has decided that he doesn't want to go in a straight line.
You can't park that there, mate.
Sort it out, son. Sort it out. You're leaving all over the freaking racetrack, man. Yeah, he's really struggling. I'm assuming there's bits of that car missing, which is why he's struggling to get it back. Just one more, well, I suppose 2 more corners if you count this one, into the pits. Has he made it? Oh, it's sliding. Oh, look at that. Oh, that sucks. That sucks big time. He's going to get disqualified. He's going to get disqualified. Unless he can make it. Can he make it? Can he make it? Can he make it? Yeah, he did. Yes, he made it. Oh, he made it. There we go. Awesome. Great job, Alfie. Way to go, son. Way to go. All right, Assassin's on a hot lap. Is he going to kill anybody today? I don't know. But that Haas is looking pretty darn racy at the moment. Well, the ones this season are. No, they're not. Of course they're not. They never are. So, how many corners have you got left? You've got about 4 corners left. What's his split time? Should I have a look? Should we have a look? Let's have a look. Let's have some lap data. Oh, he's on an out lap. That will explain why he's... I've got no time. Vroom also on an out lap. Cutting it very fine of these boys. They're going to have to get that time laid down. But there is your pole sitter. Can he go sub 116? Has he got a 116 in it? I'll tell you, he should have. The guy's name literally named after the racetrack with a 116 too. He's got to find 2.5 tenths to put himself on pole, and if he doesn't, he has to change his name. It's a legal requirement. Cameron Poulter on third. He's on third. He's on. What's it? Technically, it's on third. He's on third. Explicitissimo on fourth. Lee Craig and Shan fifth and sixth, and of course Chuck on seventh in the Red Bull Racing motorcar. Pinar is 8th, Dusty Fakes 9th, and Zach Johnson rounds out the top 10. We're not going to go through the rest of the list just yet. We can see if I can manage to squeeze it all in at the end. Who else? It looks like everybody's going to go out. Or Rapid F1 hasn't. He's got 30 seconds, essentially, to get that car on a racetrack, or just under now, if he intends to try and ensure that is the pole time, or at least put another lap in and see what he can achieve. Talking of achievements, I'm going to big up a couple of big achievements this week. On Saturday, Black Flag had 2 teams in the 12-hour at Bathurst endurance event, which we qualified on the Friday evening in 7th and 10th, and we finished the race in 5th and 7th after 12 hours of mega racing. That was an awesome race. Great performance from the Black Flag Racing boys, and you can catch us, I think the next one is the 24-hour at the Nürburgring, which is in July, I think. There isn't 8 hours of Watkins Glen in between, but half of them think the thought of driving at Watkins Glen is a disgusting idea. As Hungary drops down to the second row, proving that he's not actually called Hungary, he's just faking. And the other achievement, nothing to do with the racing at all, although there are cars involved, is, as you know, my son plays Rocket League on a championship basis, and he just qualified for the European Championships this last weekend, just gone. So he'll be fucking off to Germany to go and win some money against some foreigners. Some European foreigners. So there we go. Right, so 13 seconds left. If they're not on a hot lap now, it counts for nothing. Rapid F1's not going to improve. Zach Johnson's not going to improve. But Dusty Fate's currently on that front row. Are they going to be able to improve? The one I'm looking for improvement for is this guy right here. And he's not going to. Despite being named after the racetrack, he's not going to improve on that time. So there we go. Not allowed to be called Hungary anymore, because he's changed his name to Lawnmower. That's your new name, CCR Lawnmower. He is good eventually. It's not the first time. So you can see that there's tracks from a previous car in that grass. So somebody has already done that. So Rapid F1 on pole with Pinar. Dusty Fakes potentially third. Is it going to stick? Who's on a hot lap? He's not. Is he? He is. He's on a hot lap. What about Cameron Poulter? Can he steal pole here? Can he steal Cameron Poulter? It looks like he's just outside that time. Thank you very much, Porthos. Just need the rest of the Dogtanian and the Musker Hounds to turn up. And I'm wondering if anyone actually knows gets the reference. I'm showing my age now, aren't I? So Cameron Poulter does put himself on that front row. That's not too shabby. Doesn't quite get the Cameron Poulter though. Pinar is heading up row 2. Dusty Fakes, it looks like it's going to be heading up row 3. And yeah, qualifying's done. Let's go through the list. Skills Dan gets himself into that top 10 with an 8th place. That's 4th row of the grid. So there we have it. Rapid F1 in the Alfa Romeo is top of the pile. And not surprised because he's bloody quick. Cameron Poulter joins him on the front row with Pinar and Dusty Fakes behind him on row 2. And holy shit, it's raining like a motherfucker. In real life, not on the game. Hungary and Explicitissimo on row 3 with Zach Johnson and Skills Dan on row 4. Row 5 is Lee Craig and Shan. Chuck and Rob Den, 11th and 12th. 13th is Black Box with Wasted. Then we've got Death Peacock, Assassin, Alfie in 17th. Panda is 18th. 19th is Curly Whirly. And a vroom. Didn't go so vrooming. He went vrooming slow. And he's 20th on the grid. And properly last. And holy shitballs. I'm going to have to go and shut my back door, because otherwise my house is going to flood. And then I'm going to have to ring Noah and see if I can get a ride on his stupid boat full of animals. 2 secs. Holy shitballs, my hallway was wet. Wetter than a girl from Scunthorpe after you bought her a bag of chips. Right, just waiting for everything to load in and we can get cracking with the 20 drivers out there this evening. And Hungary, he's immediately after this game going to go and change his name. It's been confirmed by the Smoking Pirellis FIA board that because he called himself Hungary but wasn't the fastest man out there, that his name is now the Lawnmower. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I bet he doesn't do it. I bet he hasn't got the balls to change his name to Lawnmower. Shall we have some epic music?
Hey mate, shut my bedroom window.
So here we go, formation lap. We will re-go through the grid order. On pole is Cameron. No, it's not. It's Rapid F1. Alongside him on that front row is Cameron Bolter in the Mercedes-Benz. Pinar in the McLaren is third. Dusty Fakes alongside in the Ferrari. Hungary is not the fastest man in Hungary. In the Haas is currently fifth, with Explicit Simo in the Aston Martin alongside in sixth. Zach Johnson in the other McLaren is seventh, with Skillsdown in the Alpine eighth position. Lee Craig in the Mercedes-Benz in ninth, and the top 10 is rounded out by Shan in that AlphaTauri. We've got the highest ranked Red Bull car down in 11th with Chuck behind the wheel, and the Robden in the other Alpine is down in 12th alongside Black Box in the other Red Bull in 13th, with Wasted alongside in the Williams in 14th. Death Peacock in the AlphaTauri in 15th. Sassin just behind him in the Haas. Alfie is in the Aston Martin in 17th. There's Panda just behind in the other Williams in 18th. Curly in the Ferrari in 19th place. And Vroom is in the Alfa Romeo in 20th position. And they will come round and start lining up on the grid. And then we will see if they can get away. Now, it's a long run down to turn one, so they're going to be coming in at pace. They've got to be it's better to back out than go for it in this kind of scenario. Good evening, Fingers. How the bloody hell are you? Yeah, it's much better to back out into turn one here than risk bits of your car all over the racetrack. Bits of all over the racetrack. Yeah, just take it easy. You can, if you're fast enough, you'll get the place back. If you're not, you won't. It's that simple, people. Right, let's go on board with let's go with Explicit Simo, because you can have the inside line as they head down towards turn one. That's 2 lights, that's 3, that's 4, 5 lights. They'll go out and away we go. Good start by the looks of it. Very good start, actually, because he's already made 1 place, possibly 2, because he's going to get a bit of a run on this Ferrari just ahead. Looking back, everyone's spread out, a little bit too spread out to go into turn one for my liking. But it looks like the majority of cars have got through relatively safely. So we are alive. Let's drop down the order, just check that no one's going particularly slowly. That is Black Box going the long way round. Panda, Assassin, Vroom. So Vroom's still at the back. Assassin's dropped right down to last position. Curly's gained a couple of places, wasted. Death Peacock's dropped down a couple of places. Alfie's had a big gain there. But Cameron Poulter is the big mover. He's made that move on Rapid F1 and has taken the lead here on lap 1 at the Hungaroring. How long can he hold on is the big hunker burning question, of course. Let's have a look at some data, shall we? Position change. Actually, let's have a look at tyres first. Tyre choices. Essentially, it's either start on the hards and then run the mediums later on, or vice versa. Now, if you do start on the mediums and you're out in front, like Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1, your only job is to get as big a gap as possible, as quickly as possible from those hard tyre runners, because you're going to come in earlier. That's assuming, of course, that we don't have some sort of safety car. Let's work on the assumption that we don't, because you've got to build your strategy around that. So they've got to start building a lead. You can see already they are starting to try and ramp up the pace and pull away from those hard tyre runners that round out the top 5. Now, if you're on the medium tyres and you're Death Peacock or you're Assassin or Black Box, you've got to make some gains. Panda's gone into the pits. That's going to be to repair some damage. Put on the soft compound tyres. Now, again, being on those softer compound tyres means you have to make significant gains through overtakes in order for them to be the viable tyre. Because what's going to happen in the second half of the race, after those hard tyre runners have done their stop, later on, they're going to be on softer, grippier tyres, while you're going to be hanging on to hard compound tyres that are not going to give you that torque out the corner. So you're going to be getting chased down, and we've seen it time and time again that cars were prepared to sacrifice a little bit of pace early on and a couple of positions early on harder compound tyres, knowing that they're going to be racy out, they're going to be quicker, they're going to be able to chuck out some fastest laps after the pit stop rounds. But of course, we are relying on there not being a safety car. I understand there's no rain today, so that's good. DRS is now enabled, so full rundown. Cameron Poulter, 8/10 up from Rapid F1 after taking first place on that first lap. We want to go there. The rest of pretty much the top 10, unchanged. Pina still in 3rd, Dusty Fates in 4th, Hungary in 5th. No, it's not soft medium to the end there, mate. It's 35 laps. It's hard, medium, or medium. I suppose, could you medium soft this? And Alfie already retired from the session. That's our first DNF. And it's a virtual safety car here on lap 3 of 35. I'm not entirely sure you can soft medium this, Fingers. I think it's hard medium. It's quite tyre intensive, the Hungaroring. You've got a lot of high speed corners. So I think it's hard medium or medium hard, depending on how you want to run your strategy. So virtual safety car, it essentially negates the race. They all slow down, stay within that delta until the thing is cleared, and it's cleared very, very quickly, and away we go again. Cameron Poulter still in the with safety car, but a virtual safety car for half a lap is not really going to cut it. So heading down again to turn 1. DRS was enabled for all of 3 corners before Alfie decided that he didn't want to drive no more, and he put that car into, I'm assuming into a wall. I didn't actually see it, so we don't know. So Cameron Poulter just half a second up from Rapid F1, current championship leader. They are already getting those softer medium tyres to work, and 1.6 clear of Pina, who is the kind of best of the rest at the moment. Dusty Fates in 4th. Hungary, named after the racetrack, not the fastest man out there. Travesty. Currently in 5th. Explicitissimo also on the hards in 6th. Zach Johnson in 7th. And Skills Dan in 8th. They are exactly where they started. No change from 3rd to 8th. Then we've got Shan, gained a position, up 1 to 9th. We've got Chuck up 1 to 10th. Robden's up 1. Wasted in 12th is up 2 positions. Lee Craig is the one that's lost out for those 4 drivers, dropping 4 positions down to 13th. Unlucky for some. It is for you, but it pleases me because you're in a Mercedes-Benz. Black Box is down 1 position into 14th in that Red Bull. We did see him going the long way round on lap 1, which would explain why he's lost a place. Curly Whirly, 4th place. 4 positions gained, 15th place. Assassin hasn't gained or lost anything. He's running in 16th, exactly where they started. Vroom has gained 3 places. One of those from, of course, It's a Boy Alfie. 1 from Death Peacock, who's lost 3. And 1 from Panda, who's currently running in 19th place. There we go. Cameron Poulter's still in the lead. Still half a second clear. But the gap between them and Pina holding firm at 1.6 seconds. And Pina's still sticking with that battle and added themselves 2.5 seconds clear of Hungary now, who has gained a place, moved above Dusty Fakes into 4th. But a lot of work to do for Hungary here in Hungary. Lap 5 of 35, this is Smoking Pirellis, round number 7 at the Hungaroring Grand Prix. Rapid F1, your current championship leader, started on pole, is currently 2nd place. We're riding on board at the moment with Pina, who's trying to chase down those front 2. But he's going to, I think he's going to be able to struggle to close the gap, bearing in mind they're on the hard compound tyres. 1 more lap, I think, before we get some DRS, or did we get it now? I didn't actually see the notification. We'll find out in a minute because we're about to go through another DRS zone here. So Rapid F1 nice and close to the back of Cameron Poulter. And there we go through the DRS zone. DRS, you can see that wing wide open. But not an opportunity there. The only real DRS opportunity is the one really from the final corner down to turn 1. Because it gives you that nice long run in behind with the slipstream to boot. So there is Peanut running in 3rd place. We go further back. There's Hungary, named after the racetrack. Has to change their name now because they're not quick enough. Simple as that. 2.6 seconds back from that top 3 battle right now. We've got Dusty Fakes there in 5th position. Dusty Fakes in the lead Ferrari. Has lost a position to Hungary and is already dropping 1.5 seconds back on the hard compound tyres. Of course, the hard compound tyres allows you to run that a little bit longer. So it's all going to be about, and I was about to say we've managed to make it into another DRS zone without a problem, but Lee Craig, I think Lee Craig has crashed. Can we see where he is stricken? Yes, we can. There is broken Lee Craig somewhere along that stretch of road. I think they'll probably be disappeared by the time we get there. But yeah, there in Sector 2 is a broken Lee Craig, and I have a feeling that is a full safety car. Is it virtual? No, that's a full safety car. So here we go. Safety car has arrived for the first time, and it's in there somewhere that Lee Craig died. Let's just have a moment of silence to remember him. Who the fuck is Lee Craig? Right, he's gone. He's finished. Finito. So that gives us a chance to have a full rundown as the race is essentially negated behind that Aston Martin safety car. It is Cameron Poulter from Rapid F1, Pina from Dusty Fakes, Zach Johnson's, that's 2 McLarens in the top 5. Good opportunity for McLaren to pick up some points today. Shan in the AlphaTauri is in 6th place with Skills Dan just behind in 7th. Explicit Simo running in 8th with Chuck running in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Robden. Wasted in 11th, Black Box in 12th. Assassin is killing it back in 13th. Curly Whirly in 14th. Vroom is in 15th. Hungary all the way down in 16th. But I have a feeling Hungary has decided to, and we can check, do a stop. So Hungary stopped. Death Peacock stopped. Panda stopped twice. And still some way back behind Death Peacock. So Hungary, I was going to say, is a big loser, but not really, because they've had an opportunity now to put on another fresh set of boots, get a pit stop out of the way, and will now be out of sync with everybody else in terms of pit window. So a good opportunity now for Hungary to prove why they're named after this particular racetrack. I suppose they could say, were really, really old, and the racetrack was named after them. But there's no wing. There is no wing on the front of that car, so in he comes again. That's pretty devastating. So I don't know where it happened, and we don't have a replay function to see what happened. But yeah, it's all gone horribly wrong. Going to find themselves way down the order now. Into the pit box they go, and yeah, they're going to get a new wing. By the time they come out, they're going to be so last, it's going to be unfashionable. Actually, but Panda might be far enough back for it not to be that big an issue. They're not that last. Panda's behind them. Not that far though. So safety car's still out. All the cars tucked in behind them. This is a really good opportunity. I was going to say, 1.7 seconds. What's going on with why is Rapid F1 so far back? It's going to need to close that up. But what will happen when the safety car comes in is Cameron Poulter will become the safety car, or the de facto safety car. And then we get to find out who really is sleeping and who is staying wide awake. And a massive Brazilian flag there at Hungary. You wouldn't expect to see such a big Brazilian flag. Time to lubricate. Okay, so is the safety car in at the end of this lap? I wouldn't think so, because we probably would have had notification already. So I think we've got one more. I know, there we go. And as if by magic, up the message pops. So we'll round this corner here, and then we'll go on board with Cameron Poulter. As you can see there, the safety car is going to disappear off into the distance. That Aston Martin will pull off into the pit lane. You probably won't even see it now because it'll be gone by the time we get there. Try to get some heat into those tyres right round the outside there. So safety car in the pits. Cameron Poulter will go straight away. Oh, and Rapid F1 a bit scared of going into the back. Cameron Poulter catches him with a little fakey. So it looks like he's going to go. Then he doesn't. Then he does. And that's really caught Rapid F1 sleeping. 1.2 seconds back. He's going to have to come from really far back now. And that was very smart restart from Cameron Poulter. He gave the impression he was about to go hammer time before the final corner, then just didn't. That gave Rapid F1 a little bit of a fright. He had to readjust his car, and by the time he could get back on the power, Cameron Poulter was gone. And that gap is already coming down, though. Already coming down. And Cameron Poulter is the current race leader. There we go. Pina still in third. Dusty Fakes is holding on in fourth position. Let's have a look at fastest lap, shall we? Fastest lap thus far is with Cameron Poulter, 1:20.0. 20.1 for Rapid F1. 20.2, 20.7, 20.9. So basically everyone from Robden upwards is sub 121. Panda and Hungary have also done sub 121, as has Death Peacock. So in terms of times, actually, they're not too far off. The only driver that hasn't yet got into the 21s is Curly with a 1:22.4. But pretty much the majority of the field now into those mid 120s. Right. Apologise for that. Got to try and drown out the music in the background of the copyright infringement. Zach Johnson running in 6th place with Explicit Simo in 7th. Chuck is running in 8th place. Rob Dent in 9th with Black Box in 10th position. Wasted in 11th. Assassin in 12th. Skills Dan running in 13th, and he's dropped 5 positions. That's not good news for Skills Dan. Death Peacock is running in 14th. Curly in 15th. Vroom in 16th. Panda is 17th, and Hungary with 2 stops after jumping into the pits and then damaging the car. 16 seconds back. Very last. Lee Craig and Alfie the first, or I say first, the only 2 at this stage DNFs. So Cameron Poulter currently leads the way. Bear with me. Apologies for that. There was Taylor Swift playing in the background, and that stupid bitch would copyright infringe me immediately because she's a greedy cunt. Anyway, Cameron Poulter leads the way from Rapid F1. Rapid F1 has not been able to close that gap. It's actually opened up to 1.5 of your finest British seconds. Pienaar is running in third place, 0.8 of a second, and then Dusty Fates down in fourth. Fourth's a pretty good place to be at this stage, 2.2 seconds behind Pienaar. Pienaar's done a brilliant job there. Pienaar and Dusty Fates, they're the only drivers that haven't changed position in this race. So they've qualified where they've qualified and they've held on to their position, and they're just poised. And I think they're actually in a really good position, these two drivers at the moment, to potentially make moves on the top three. If you look at Pienaar there, Pienaar's running on the hard compound tyres. He's only 7/10 behind Rapid F1. Rapid F1 and Cameron Poulter both on those grippier, much more useful when they're warm, medium compound tyres. They're going to have to pit a little bit sooner than those hard tyre runners. That's going to give Pienaar and Dusty Fates and Shan and those running on those hard tyres an opportunity just to run a couple of extra laps, then come out on some grippier, softer tyres and really come at them. So it's not done and dusted for Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1 here. Lap 13 of 35 here at the Hungaroring. This is round number 7, Smoking Pirellis Tuesday. You're watching with Black Flag Racing TV. I'm Urban Pirate. If you like what you see, please Facebook like it, but YouTube like it even more if you push the like button. You don't have to. If you don't like it, you can piss off. But if you do like it, press the like button, and then it will tell Facebook that you... No, it won't. It will tell YouTube that you really like what you see. And it works. It does me wonders for the algorithm as well. It shows lots of other people, you guys, driving really, really slowly. I'm only joking. You don't drive slowly, of course. You're very, very quick. Cameron Poulter is still in the lead though. Right, let's have a rundown from the back for a change. Alfie and Lee Craig both out of this race with a DNF. Alfie was out of this race pretty much straight away. Maybe didn't like the racetrack, but well out. Hungary isn't named Hungary because he is particularly quick around his track or likes his track. He's called Hungary because he likes to drive really slowly and take in the sights. Because he's 8.5 seconds behind everybody else. There is Pando. I thought Pando was going to go flying into the back of Vroom then. Came in very, very hot. Bit of a battle going in there for 15th. That's Panda. Ahead of Panda is Vroom, and ahead of Vroom is Curly. That's a three-way battle for 15th place. And Black Box in 14th, picking up a penalty for I think speeding in the pit lane. So that's not good. Panda is called Panda, of course, because they have never had sex. Vroom is 15th now. Curly up into 14th. Black Box out of the pits and down behind Hungary on his scenic little drive through the Hungarian hills. 13th position as we watch Curly and Vroom actually battling out. There's a little bit of a ding-dong between these two. Vroom currently winning. Can Curly have a go back? Because it was Curly then Vroom, then Curly then Vroom. I wasn't trying to watch it. I was trying to move further forward because I want to see what's going on out in front. Cameron Poulter still leading from Rapid F1 from Pienaar. But will Curly be able to get that Ferrari and take another little dig at Vroom ahead? Or has Vroom got that move, made it stick, and stuckety up in 14th? Certainly looks that way. But that's a great little battle there at the moment, still raging on. That might be something worth looking at later, because Panda now putting a little bit of pressure on the back of Curly. So far from Curly worrying about can they catch Vroom, they're going to have to worry about whether they can stay away from Panda. And round they come, and watch this, rear wing open for Curly, rear wing open for Panda, heading down. And I tell you, look at the speed on that Williams. Have you ever seen a Williams go that fast? Round the outside goes Panda. Going for the old switcheroo. No. Hangs it round the outside. Side by side. Makes the move. See you later, Curly. And it looks like the Williams, driven by Panda, might make that move stick. And has made that move stick. So bye-bye, Curly. Hello, 15th place for Panda. Although Curly is coming back at Panda. The thing is they're going to have to get it done in the next DRS zone. there is Curly there. But already the gap is out to 0.6 of a second. You need to be within a couple of tenths heading into that DRS zone to really get the benefit from it. And you saw there, I mean, Panda almost didn't get it done because Curly themselves had a bit of DRS. Now, that's going to be the situation the other way around now, is that Panda's going to have the DRS from the back of Vroom, and Curly's going to get some off the back of Panda. But can they return the favour into turn 1 that they did last time? And that is Shan into the pits along with Assassin. They're both coming in to, which I think is just a scheduled standard stop. Round the final bend they go. Curly's too far back to get a benefit from this, or any significant benefit. The rear wing will open, of course, and we can see it there. And they'll head down towards turn 1. They're gaining a little bit, but not enough to try and make the same move back that was made on them 1 lap ago. Done. That battle's done. Panda's got it. Well done. Back up into the front runners, and Pina is really, really looking hot on those hard compound tyres. Right up behind the back of Rapid F1, and certainly giving Rapid F1 plenty to think about. We know that Rapid F1, the reason he's called Rapid F1 because he thinks about nothing but going quickly. Have you seen this guy shop? He takes the racing line around a supermarket. That's why he's always going to be there or thereabouts. I once saw him pushing a trolley 200 miles an hour for a Tesco's car park. Into the pits goes the front two, Cameron Poulter and Pina. Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1. So that allows Pina to take the lead of this race. Dusty Fakes 2.7 seconds back in second. Not going to get any DRS help, although to be fair, neither is Pina. But they're going to now get to give themselves an opportunity to pull a nice little gap. Zach Johnson stays out. Explicit Simo, Chuck, Robden, Wasted, Skills Dan, who makes that move on Wasted. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. That's the move on his teammate for position of not on his teammate. That's his teammate behind. That move was on Wasted in the Williams for track position. But they all stay out. Death Peacock has already pit. Now inside that top 10. Cameron Poulter comes out in 10th position. The gap back to Rapid F1 just 1.2 seconds. And they've come out again on the hard compound tyres. Is this a two-stopper then? Is this a two-stopper, hard and hard, soft? Certainly looks that way because they're right back out on the hard tyres. Oh no, sorry, they were on the mediums, didn't they? Idiot. I haven't done this for a few weeks. It's like I've forgotten what to freaking do. What's that thing? Why is it red? And what's the black bit in the front? Rapid F1. They're both on the hard compound tyres now. So they're going to have a bit of a battle because, remember, Pina, Dusty Fake, Zach Johnson, Explicit Simo, Chuck, Robden, they're all on hard compound tyres. They're running their hard compound tyres first. Then they're going to pop in and jump back out on the mediums. Now, I would expect that we'll see them jumping in somewhere around. So, if we think of those mediums lasted about 17 laps, but we did have a VSC and a full safety car in that period. They went 17 laps. We're on board with Chuck, who's chasing down Explicit Simo for fourth. Pretty much now's pit window. I reckon you can hang these hard tyres out to probably about lap 20. You won't want to go any further than that because your medium tyres, even without safety car opportunities, should last you 15 laps if you're not taking the piss with them, surely. So that'll be interesting. And talking of interesting, and talking of winning races, right, and I'm bragging because I don't normally fucking do it. As you well know, I'm really, really fucking slow and I don't race very often. But on GT7 this week is a perfect car and track combo for me. It is Bathurst in the GR4s. And I haven't finished. Oh, I lied. I finished today outside the top 5. It's the first time. But I did 7 or 8 races yesterday. Every time in the top 5. 3 podiums and 2 wins. How about that? They love me. They really, really love me. And that is the fastest lap from Pina. Takes the lead of the race. Gets the fastest lap. And that's with the hard compound tyres. Now, Dusty Face can't even see the back of Pina. And then Cameron Poulter says, what fastest lap? That's my fastest lap, baby. So Cameron Poulter back with the fastest lap. But Pina and Zach Johnson getting some great points at the moment for the McLaren team. can they hold on? Well, I mean, they won't hold on, of course, because other cars will come and they will go, and these guys will drop back a little bit when they've been in the pits. However, now if there's a safety car now, they're going to get essentially a very, very cheap pit stop. If there's not, they're going to want to hang out for as long as possible, surely, to build as big a gap as possible. What they don't want to happen, though, is to see drivers like Cameron Poulter, like Rapid F1, like Vroom, any of those the quicker guys. I mean, Vroom, to be fair, has not been super quick today, but any of those faster guys, they don't want to see them start to close the gap. You've got to kind of juggle it. You've got to use your brain here, and you've got to think about what that is, what that pace is like. So there we go. Into the pits goes Zach Johnson and Explicit Simo. So Chuck up into third. Skills down up into fourth. They're staying out on those hard compound tyres. So they still feel the pace is good enough out in first. And they're thinking track position matters a little bit more here. Now, I don't know when soft tyres become viable here. But there is the potential that they could run the soft compound tyre at some stage for the last stint of this race. If they can hang out for another 5 laps, does that then make the soft tyre viable? Now, I could have, when I got home from work this afternoon, I could have logged on and done a few laps and seen how long the soft tyres lasted. But that would involve putting in a level of work I'm clearly, from my broadcast, as you can see, not prepared to put in. I am literally the laziest man on the planet. In fact, if I had somebody else to press the buttons for me, I would just shout at you fuckers while someone else press the buttons. And I am actually working on that for another series. But there we go. Anyway, that's a penalty picked up by Black Box and Death Peacock now, both with penalties. And we do another lap with Peanut in the lead, with Dusty Fates in second, Skills down in third, Chuck into the pits. Finally into the pits goes Chuck, and back out the pits comes Chuck. Where does Chuck slot in? So Rapid F1 up ahead into 6th, Cameron Poulter into 5th. So it's just those top 4 now that need to pit. Pina, Dusty Fate, Skills down, Death Peacock and Cameron Poulter. What I want to have a look at here, which is quite important actually, is the time to leader. Now, it's not a super long pit stop here. Cameron Poulter currently 20 seconds behind Pina, who leads. Now, I'm not sure it's enough time for Pina to get in and out, but it is enough time for Pina to still be in and amongst Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1. And bear in mind that Pina, on the hard compound tyres, was keeping pace with them out front. Are they on the medium tyres going to be able to do a much better job and use that traction to actually essentially gain track position and make some moves? That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Just adjusting my headphones a little bit. They're a little bit skew on my head. I actually, to be fair, I don't like both ears being covered. I'm like an autistic weirdo. I'm not autistic, but I'm like an autistic weirdo. Right. Shall we have a look at the bloke that they named after this racetrack, who is named after the racetrack because he basically drives like the gardener. Here's a safety car, of course. So this is a good opportunity now. There we go. Pina, Dusty Fate, Skills Dad, Death Peacock, all in. Why do we have a safety car? Who's dead is the really fundamental question. Because Hungary is very much alive, but going very, very slowly. Panda is thinking about their next meal of bamboo. Curly is, there. Revs the engine out. Black Box in. Assassin in. Explicit Simo is down in 12th. 6 places lost for Simo. Zach Johnson, 4 places lost for them. They're down in 11th. Excuse me. As Vroom gains a couple of places past Assassin and Black Box, as starts Curly, because they're into the pits. We will get tucked in behind this safety car very shortly. Don't know what brought about the safety car, because everyone looks to appears to be safe. So there's your top 10. Wasted is just off the back of Rob Den. Rob Den is behind Death Peacock, or Death Peacock. Skills Dan. His name's Dan, and he has skills. Unfortunately, none of those skills involve driving F1 cars. Shan is 6th position behind Chuck, the one remaining member of the Chuckle Brothers. Kind of like the real Chuckle Brothers. Too soon? Dusty Fakes is in... I can't believe I went there. I actually went there. Dusty Fakes is in 4th. Rapid F1 current championship leader in 3rd. Cameron Poulter in 2nd. And Pina pits and gets back out in the lead of this race on medium compound tyres behind the safety car. That is a massive, massive coup for Pina. In the end, I mean, if Pina had pit and Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers, we're on a pickle peppers and Peter Piper picked. If Pina had pit not under the safety car, probably would have come out. I think worst case scenario would have been behind Rapid F1. I think in terms of pace, probably in between the two of them, some or at least close by, and would have had to make 1, maybe 2 overtakes. The safety car just seemed to come out exactly the perfect opportunity for Pina, and Pina has gone in, put on some fresh tyres. They are the grippier, a yellow-walled medium compound tyre. They've only got to do, essentially, I think 10 racing laps on them, because the safety car's not in yet. I mean, even the safety car comes in this lap, it's only going to be 12 racing laps, and they the guys previously had to do 14 on them in the first stint. So we know they'll last. There's no question about that. The big question is, can Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1 demonstrate the same kind of pace on the hard compound tyres that did when they were running the mediums? We're not. Are we going to find out this lap? It doesn't say safety car in, so I think it would be a safe assumption to say no. It's not coming in this lap. I think this is the point it normally tells you. So we're going to have one more lap behind the safety car, which only just makes things better for Pina. And I lied, because the safety car is coming in. That was quite a late call, actually, to be fair. It's usually a bit earlier than that. Prefer the late calls, eh? Why not? Why not? Mix it up a bit. So let's have a look from Rapid F1's perspective, because the de facto safety car is going to be Pina. And we can see that the safety car, you see from my little mini map there, the safety car disappearing off into the pits. So, Cameron Poulter caught Rapid F1 sleeping last time we had a safety car. Can Pina do the same again to Cameron Poulter and Rapid F1? Or are they wise to this little move? And I think they're wise. Well, Cameron Poulter's certainly wise to it. Rapid F1, it looks like he might have got caught out again. Not quite as badly this time. Dusty Fakes did 1.4 seconds already. So, we can see there, Cameron Poulter making the move. Does it stick? It looks like Cameron Poulter's made it stick. How long is it going to stick for, though? Because on those hard compound tyres, through comes Pina on the inside line again. Cameron Poulter now with the inside line, but doesn't have the same traction, the same raw grip that Pina has. And Pina maintains Pina 1 in the lead of this race over Cameron Poulter. And they are starting to pull away from Rapid F1 very, very quickly. Now, if they can ditch Rapid F1 out of the DRS zone, that brings Dusty Fakes into this argument. And I said earlier, I thought Dusty Fakes was poised alongside Pina to do well here. And boy, was I right. And that doesn't happen very often. And I think because it was, I think everybody should smash the like button and share the video to your grandmother immediately with the message saying, I knew you'd love this, Granny. And then she'll watch it and wonder why the fuck you sent her a video of some random, bald, fat South Londoner shouting at some pixelated cars for an hour and a half. Pina leads from Cameron Poulter. Rapid F1 in third already, getting significantly dropped by those front two. Dusty Fakes is going to be in a much better position than Rapid F1 to take hold of a top three. Chuck in behind as well. Chuck's not going to want to give this up, and he's going to want to try and get around Dusty Fakes and piss all over his potential top three strawberries. Skills Dan's up there as well. in 6th place. They're all running medium tyres. Death Peacock has gone for the soft tyres like a boss. Will they last the full 10 laps till the end of this race? That is the hunker burning question for Death Peacock in that AlphaTauri. And it's nice to see Death Peacock make it in the second half of a race without crashing for a change. Shan is running in 8th position. Shan is also on the hard tyres, so might have a little bit of a hard time as Robden taking a really interesting line through that particular corner. Will they be able to close up on the back of Shan? Bearing in mind they've got the better tyre. Wasted is in 10th position, 7.1 seconds back from the leader. We do want to... I just realised I had that one up rather than that one. That's what I actually wanted to have. And Pina has already built up a 2.3 second lead over Cameron Poulter with a fastest lap of a 1:18.7. Zach Johnson, half a second back from Wasted. Explicitissimo is 3/10 back. Then Vroom, whose teammate Rapid F1 is up in 3rd. Curly, a lot of dirt on the side of that car. That would suggest it's not all been on the racetrack. There has been some dirt driving for Curly. Currently running in 14th. Just 0.5 of a second, half a second up from Assassin. Black Box in 16th. Panda is 17th in Hungary. Oh, that's a massive smash. And why don't we have a replay? Black Box survives. Panda though, Panda is dead.
You can't park that there, mate.
Alright. Carbon fiber. Okay. Carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. Carbon fiber.
There was lots of that old Carvo fibre all over the racetrack. That was a massive smash. Panda has died. Let's take a moment of silence to remember Panda. There we go, done. Pina was 2.2 seconds in the lead. That lead obviously will now be cut under the safety car. But again, it just plays into Pina's hands. On that softer compound of tyre, has had one safety car period already. Another safety car period now. Not going to be taking anything out of those tyres. I tell you who else it's really useful for as well. It's a Death Peacock on those soft compound tyres, because they can now nurse those tyres behind this Aston Martin safety car. They can look after them. They can make sure they're not taking anything out of them, putting any stresses through them, putting any major loads through them. Get them warmed up just before the safety car goes in, and potentially have a run. And it could be a potential run at top 3 for Death Peacock. They're on very, very rapid tyres here on a racetrack that loves grippy tyres. It doesn't love Panda, because Panda... And Hungary is another DNF. Hungary, DNF at Hungary. It's an absolute travesty. Change your name immediately. Do not change it to next week's track name. You should change your name immediately to Lawnmower. And there we have it. You know from a distance that on the back of the McLaren looks like the word dick. There you go, look. Dick. Who wants to hear a funny story while we'll be on a safety car? So, I do broadcast for a big world team championship called GTFusion, which is it's only 6 events a year, 200 drivers, 20-30 teams across many groups across an entire weekend. So essentially you've got pro-am groups on Saturday, pro groups on a Sunday. Very, very well organised, very big audiences, that kind of thing. Anyway, and very prestigious. It's been running about 15 years. So I do broadcast for them, and we've also got a team entered into it. Anyway, so I did a broadcast this weekend for one of the groups, and it was a group that just so happened to contain one of my drivers. And he got ploughed into Eau Rouge. So he started on pole, and a driver ploughed into him coming through Eau Rouge for the first lap, and then proceeded to take another driver out, coming out onto the Kemmel Straight. So obviously reported it to the stewards and all that, and I thought it'd be quite funny if I made a little funny video. And it was, and I'm not going to tell you the driver's name. You can find it on the... It's easy enough to find on the YouTube. When you hear the story, you'll understand why. So anyway, so I made a funny video about this little incident that happened, and I put it up. Anyway, this motherfucker got salty as shit right? And this weekend just gone, sent me a really little crybaby message about, why are you picking on me? My mummy told me I should ask you to take it down, or something along those lines. Actually, when I read it, it just said, wow, 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 I'm a little baby. So anyway, begged me to take it down because his mummy asked him to. And so I took the video down, as I was asked to, and essentially blacked out this person's name and re-uploaded the video. So the video is still there if you want to watch it. It's called Crybaby something, whatever. Check it out. Share it fucking loads, right? And but obviously you don't know who it is. It's not the person you think it is. It's a completely fictional character called Crybaby Pants. It's not the person who I alleged did it in the first video. It's someone completely different called Crybaby Pants. But share it to all your friends. Crybaby Pants crashing into people. I might upload the little whiny baby message that they sent me for uploading the video onto the description. In fact, when this is finished and I've got another broadcast after. When I've done those two broadcasts, safety car coming in this lap, of course. When I've done those two broadcasts, I will go on and I will put the little whiny baby pants message into the description so you can laugh at whiny crybaby pants. Anyway, moving swiftly on because the safety car is about to come in. That was a nice story, wasn't it? Not like kids. Dusty Fakes is up into third ahead of Cameron Poulter. Cameron Poulter has a penalty and Rapid F1 should be very afraid because they are sandwiched between some fast cars right now. So here we go, race back underway, and Dusty Fakes is going to try and close up on the back of Rapid F1, and that is Death Peacock. It's gone horribly wrong for the Death Peacock and on the soft compound tyres, but Death Peacock has crashed the car.
Alright. Carbon fiber. Okay.
You can't park that there, mate.
Yeah. I'm assuming, Aaron, you're talking about the video being shithousery. Do you know what the funny thing is, right? Is that the original video that was posted, not one but two of his teammates and friends had liked it. One had shared it. But let's not go into that anyway. So they obviously think he's a fucking whiny little prick as well. Anyway, so Pina leads the way from Rapid F1. 1.7 seconds is the current gap, and it looks like Pina has just absolutely pulled a blinder. Really smart idea to start on those hard compound tyres, particularly while sticking with Rapid F1, and Cameron Poulter. Dusty Fakes, same kind of strategy as Pina, not quite the same pace, but now he's looking pretty darn racy as we head into the final 6 laps of this race here at the Hungary ring. It's round number 7, just 3 rounds. Was that? It looked to me then, I actually thought that the Red Bull of Chuck was going to disappear off into a wall. But I think he was, for some reason, putting out of a slipstream and not letting someone get it. Or essentially just making sure you can get slowed down in time and not plough into the car behind. Yeah, no, it was absolutely shithousery, and I really don't give a fuck. To be fair, what I actually did this time was I put up the video with his name blocked out and then added a card onto the video of the full race. So if you want to find out what his real name is, you can just watch the full race, which is literally on the same fucking page as that anyway. And I caught it in the footage. Chuck is in 5th. Skills Dan is running in 6th. Chan in 7th. Robden is in 8th. Zach Johnson in 9th. Wasted has wasted a fucking day here. Oh, what a spin! Who was that? That was Black Box going round and around and around and around. No, it wasn't. Who was it? No, it was Robden. It was Robden going round and round and round and round and round and round.
You can't park that there, mate.
So, Robden at the very, very back of the pack. We've lost Alfie. Alfie disappeared on that one. Oh, round and round he goes again. It's like dancing on ice, isn't it? Is that because my missus was playing Taylor Swift earlier? Is his car trying to fucking dance now? DRS is enabled. Robden's got to try and make it home. 2 really tricky corners to get a car around that clearly, I think, has not got a front wing. Because there's no way... Oh, he's in. Is he in? Is he staying in? He's not. He's staying out. So clearly the car's not damaged. He's just shit. Sorry, Robden. Pina is leading the way from Rapid F1. It's 3.1 seconds now. I think we can say with some authority that this is Pina's race to lose, right? and Rapid F1's not going to get any quicker. It's ahead of Cameron Poulter, and it looks like Cameron Poulter's had an absolute freaking nightmare. Cameron Poulter, who started on the front row, stole first place from Rapid F1 literally into turn 1 and has led this race right up until Pina came out of the pits ahead, and now finds themselves down in 14th place and really starting to contemplate their life choices. Vroom is in 13th, Curly in 12th, Black Box in 11th, Assassin in 10th, rounding out the top 10. Pina, though, race leader from Rapid F1, 3.3 seconds. Dusty Fates already into that top 3, and I said that Pina and Dusty Fates would get into the top 3, so it's nice to be right for a change. Is Dusty Fates able to put some moves onto Rapid F1? And again, there's Chuck having a little looky-see up the inside whether there is a potential move to be had. And I wouldn't count Chuck out at this stage either, because Chuck is running on those medium compound tyre. That's what we want to do. Chuck, of course, of this frame. Yeah, so he gets to keep that to himself now because his brother has gone, much like the real brother of. Oh my days! And that is an absolutely devastating piece of news for absolutely nobody but Cameron Poulter, because Cameron Poulter, who led this race for so long, is the 6th victim this evening, and there will be no points at all for Cameron Poulter. Sorry, bear with me. Sorry, the people have turned up to my house. They weren't invited. Somebody called the police immediately.
I'm here.
Pina leads the way from Rapid F1. It is 4.2 seconds now, the gap out in front. Chuck, of course, this Chuck. Yeah, to me, to you. Well, he's into that top 3 now. He's ahead of Dusty Fate, and he's chasing down Rapid F1 like his life depends on it. There is really a really good opportunity for the second step of the podium here, if he can catch Rapid F1. Rapid F1, remember, started on these medium compound tyres. It's finishing on the hard compound tyres, and is surrounded by those that opted to go the other way and are now on the much softer, much racier tyres towards the end of this race. We're on lap 33 of 35 as Wasted picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. You were fucking warned, mate. Learn your lessons, sunshine. Drunk Pirate Gaming. How the bloody hell are you, my brother from another mother? It's far too early in the week to be getting drunk, though. Put that beer down immediately, you reprobate. Dusty Fates is running in 4th. Just ahead of Skills Dan. Skills Dan's in a good position to get in the top 3 potentially as well, but has got a dispatch with the Ferrari of Dusty Fates first. Has a little look up the inside of turn 1. Doesn't get the move done there, but has a really good run down with DRS towards turn 2. Still just stuck in behind though. Can't get the move done. Looking for the switcheroo. Doesn't happen. Tucked in nicely now behind the Ferrari. Can he do anything with that Alpine? Can he show that Ferrari driver just what Skills Dan is all about? But no, it certainly looks like Skills Dan is going to be stuck behind Dusty Fates. Dusty Fates, to be fair, has been very solid today. But I don't think anyone can question who the real driver of the day is, and that's going to be Pina. Pina, absolute genius decision to start on the hard compound tyres behind those Rapid F1, Cameron Poulter, those guys out on the front row, but stuck with them the whole time, even though they were on the softer tyres. Stuck with them, held it out there, waited for them to go in. Now is out on those medium tyres, 5.2 seconds clear, and starting the final lap of the race. Very clear. But here, this is where the battle is, and Chuck coming down onto the back of Rapid F1. The rear wing, you can see it wide open into the DRS zone. Round turn 1 they go. Good defending there from Rapid F1. DRS again. Another opportunity, another bite of the cherry. Is this going to be a last lap overtake from Chuck? Can't make it stick this time. Rapid F1 is a wily, very guile-filled driver. Will put that car exactly where Chuck doesn't want it to be. But can Chuck find that extra yard of pace, that extra little bit of traction out of one of these corners here at Hungaroring? And they are such quick corners. There's not many big braking zones left. There's not many overtaking zones left for this opportunity to happen. Can he maybe force Rapid F1 into a mistake? Doesn't happen very often, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. It's tucked in nicely behind the Alfa Romeo, heading down now into the final sector. And this is the final sector of the final lap of this race at the Hungaroring. And this move's still not getting done. We cannot miss Pina crossing the line, of course. So if you don't get it done soon, we're going to do this. And there is Pina rounding the final corner into the DRS zone for the last time. Crosses the line and takes the win here quite comfortably in the end. 6.3 seconds from Rapid F1, who does hold off from Chuck across the line. Dusty Fakes in 4th. Skills Dan takes 5th. Shan in 6th. Zach Johnson 7th. Wasted is in 8th place. Explicit Simo in 9th. Black Box in 10th. Curly will come home in actually in 10th because the penalties move everyone else down. Vroom moves down to 11th. Black Box in 12th in the end. Assassin, that's not the way you should be pointing, even if you have finished. Robden comes home in the final position. But what a fabulous race that was. We started with 20. We finished with 13. So Assassin might have been last, but they were 13. It says Vroom is driver of the day, but for me, I think that strategy from the race winner was absolutely on point. So we'll do a quick rundown, and then we're going to shut off this stream and start again with late night racing. And I'm trying out a new piece of software for LNR, so it could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. So there we go. There's your top 3. Very expertly done. Let's do the full classified run through. So Pina in the McLaren takes the win from Rapid F1. I think Rapid F1 still will lead the championship, but that gap is that little bit smaller now today. Chuck for Red Bull in 3rd. Dusty Fakes in the Ferrari comes home in 4th. Skills Dan puts the Alpine into 5th place, with Shan in the AlphaTauri coming home in 6th. Zach Johnson in 7th in the McLaren, with Wasted for Williams just behind. Explicit Simo in the Aston Martin is 9th. Curly in 10th in the Ferrari. Vroom in the Alfa Romeo is 11th. Black Box in the Red Bull in 12th. Assassin in the Haas was 13th. Robden 14th in the Alpine. And the rest of those mugs, Cameron Poulter retired. Death Peacock died. Hungary named himself after the racetrack and was too slow. Panda has never had sex and finished in 18th and did not finish. Lee Craig also crashed, did not finish. And it's your boy Alfie was the first DNF on lap 1. And that is your final 20. Boom Shankar, we're done. Latest bitches. Yeah, I'm done. I'm off to do another broadcast with Late Night Racing. That will start in about 5 minutes. You guys are going to have to wait for me because I'm going to piss and get a drink. But thank you for joining me. I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Smoking Pirellis, round 7 at the Hungaroring. And we've had some dead people, but we've also had some great racing. Congratulations, Pinar. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you don't, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to bum your cat.